Hi everybody, this is Bill from turboDial, and in this video we're going to go through how to use the call notes that are created for inbound calls when you have the enhanced inbound feature. If you have the enhanced inbound feature, turboDial will automatically create a call note at the end of every inbound call. And this is very similar to outbound calls. Now the purpose of this is, of course, you want to document each call. You want to enable dashboard reports. These call notes become the data upon which you build your dashboard reports. And if you're recording your inbound calls, then the links to each of those recordings is stored right in the notes so you can have access to those. So that's why turboDial stores call notes. Here's an example call note for an inbound call. The main tab, and I'll show you in a minute the custom field tab, which in this case is called call data. So there is the contact associated with this call note, the title, which is turboDial: inbound. That's the key differentiator here for this title that allows you to search for it. The dates, and of course the body of the call note, which has information about the call. And then the user to whom this call note is assigned. Now, note that the contact is set here, and that can only be set using turboDial. You cannot change the contact associated with a call note using Infusionsoft. So to change or to set this field, you have to use turboDial. We'll talk some more about how to do that. The user can be set in Infusionsoft or by using turboDial, and so you do have two options there. On the custom field tab, which in this Infusionsoft account is called call data, there's the custom fields associated with your calls, and in this case you can see the call recording field has a call recording link in it. If you press this up arrow button, you'll be taken directly to that call recording where you can listen to it. So that's how call recordings get stored on an inbound call note. If you want to learn more about how to set up these custom fields in your Infusionsoft account, you can go to this guide called Enhanced Call Notes with Custom Fields on the Guides and Videos page of turbodial.biz. Here's an example dashboard report. When you build a dashboard report, you draw on the data accumulated by the call notes. And in this case, I'm showing the contact that the call is associated with, the user who owned the call, and of course the title of the note. You can show whatever information you like on your dashboard reports. This report in particular, though, notice is for the past 7 days for calls owned by Bill. Assigning inbound call notes is a step that you may want to consider doing. There are two fields to be assigned. First of all, the contact, that is, who made this call to you. And turboDial attempts to automatically assign the contact to the call note when turboDial creates the call note, and it uses the from phone number, and it uses that number to look up inside of Infusionsoft to see who this contact is. And if it can find the number, it will assign the call note to that contact. If it cannot, then it leaves the call note unassigned. And then secondly is the user. This is the person that you would have designated as the person who received the call, the person in your team. It might be you, it might be whoever else answered the phone. turboDial does not automatically assign the user to the call note, and we'll show you how that can be done. So why, though, do you want to assign call notes with the contact and the user fields? By doing it, you provide access to your call history and recordings associated with each contact. If you don't assign the contact in a call note, then you don't have access to that information. And then secondly, you'll be able to attribute your calls to employees for your dashboard report, so you know which employees are taking which calls. So in turboDial, for the enhanced inbound feature, as described in another video, you get screen pops for each inbound call. And on those screen pops are some assign buttons. In this case, look at this screen pop. The call label is black. That means that turboDial did not succeed in identifying the contact associated with the from number for this call. And so the screen pop appears with lookup unknown. And two buttons are included in the screen pop. In this other case, the call label is red, and the lookup succeeded. It found the contact for this inbound call based on the phone number, and there's a third button included in the group of buttons for that screen pop. Let's look at what those buttons mean. The upward pointing triangle is the button for viewing the contact that this call has been assigned to. So that triangle isn't present if the call has not been assigned to a contact. Okay? By clicking that button, you'll assign yourself as the call note owner. In other words, you'll be the user that call note is associated with while it's already assigned to the contact. Now the plus button is different. This is the case where if the contact has not been assigned, or if turboDial did make an assignment but assigned it incorrectly, for example, in the case where there are multiple contacts with the same phone number, turboDial might assign that call note to the wrong person. That can happen if you have, for example, several people from one company are all listed as contacts in your Infusionsoft account, and you've got the same phone number for all of them. So in that case, you may want to use the plus button to add a new contact and assign this call note to that contact. And when you click that button, it creates that contact and assigns the call note to them. It also reassigns you as the call note owner. And then the third button is the upward arrow. This is again where the contact is not assigned or was assigned incorrectly, but it can be assigned to someone who is already in your Infusionsoft account. So you can simply move turboDial to view that person who's in your Infusionsoft account, and then click this button and it'll reassign this call to that person you're currently viewing. And it also, of course, reassigns you as the call note owner. So let's now go in and do a demonstration that goes through using these buttons. We'll also show you some dashboard reports that relate to this. In particular, here you can see we've got turboDial running and we've got a dashboard of Infusionsoft. There's 3 reports: calls past 7 days. There's 3 calls listed here. No contact found for inbound calls, and no owner assigned for inbound calls. So these 2 dashboard reports show the unassigned calls. And in this case, it's the same call, has neither a contact assigned nor an owner assigned. This is the same call. You can tell by the note ID 7250 that this is one call that has neither of those fields assigned. Now we're going to make a call and get a screen pop to arrive. Okay, there's the screen pop. Let me answer and then I'll just hang up this call. Now we have a screen pop and it shows that the lookup is unknown. It does know who the telephone company lookup is. In other words, it shows it here, Jenkins William, at this phone number, but that person was not found in Infusionsoft. So if I go here to my dashboard reports, in terms of Bill's inbound calls, that call does not show up here, right? Because it doesn't know that Bill is the owner. If I refresh this dashboard report, well, there it does show up here. That's it, 7252. It's an inbound call, but no contact is shown and no user is shown. And likewise for no owner, no user, the call shows up here also, no owner in the user column and no contact shown. Now, if I go back here and I use the plus button, notice the upward triangle is not shown here because the contact wasn't identified, but the plus button is. Just by clicking this screen pop, it turns from yellow to white. That is an indicator that I viewed it. I can click the plus button and it asks me, do I want to create this contact record and attach the call to it? I'm going to say OK. Now that contact has been created. Please provide the name, right? I need to put a name in for this contact. Let's install that name. I'm going to open the contact record and save it. If I go back here to the dashboard, since I clicked this button, the contact has been added and the call note has been updated to reflect me as the owner. So I'm going to refresh that dashboard report. There I am showing Bill Jenkins is the owner of this call that just came in. And if I look here, let's see what happens to call 7252. It should go away, and it does. It's no longer an unassigned call. So it's now up under Bill's inbound calls past 7 days. So now that that contact exists in my Infusionsoft account, let's call it again. Okay, there's the screen pop. Answer the call here. Just hang it up. Now, in this case, it shows this was the very same call, but now that the contact was found, it succeeded with a lookup, and the label is red, of course. So the contact has been associated with this call, but it's not listed here because the owner has not been associated with the call. But the call does not appear here because the contact was, but the call does appear here because the owner is not. So there is a contact for this call 7254, There is no user yet assigned, and therefore the call also does not show up under Bill's inbound calls. So let's go back here and simply view this contact record. All right, we've changed turboDial over to that contact record. If I go back and refresh here, there's the call 7254. It comes off of that list. It should also now come off of this list because it now has a user associated with it. So that's how I have taken and assigned that call simply by viewing it. It has moved to that contact and assigned me as the user. That's something I will probably do while I'm actually on the call with this person, because I may want to open up turboDial and add some notes to the call note while we're on the conversation. Now, for an interesting addendum to that, let's look at also what we can do here. Let's say that that call was assigned, but we don't like who it was assigned to. It was assigned to the wrong person. Let's search for a different contact. And now I've got allow showing here. I can click the up arrow button, and it asks me if I want to reassign that, and I did. So I've reassigned now this call from William to allow. And if I click the refresh there it is. The call has now been reassigned. Now let's talk about what if you want to assign a call, but you don't have a screen pop available. All those tools I used right there to assign the call to the contact and to the user, I used the buttons inside of the screen pop. And this can happen. Let's say you weren't logged into turboDial when the call arrived, so then it won't be a screen pop. Or you took the call while you were away from your PC, and by the time you return to your PC, your turboDial, if it had been logged in, has now shut down because it timed out. So you don't have the screen pop available to you. Well, the answer there is that you can use the search tool in turboDial to resend the screen pop. And you do that by finding the note ID in your dashboard report, and then enter a / followed by the note ID into your search tool in turboDial, and that screen pop for that call note will reappear. Here's a call that's not been assigned. Neither the contact nor the user for call 7250 has been assigned. So I'm going to copy that to my clipboard. I'm going to go back here and enter a / and paste in that. And look at the screen pop just came back. And it appears here, it shows an unassigned call, contact is unknown, and I can find that contact. And by clicking the reassign button there, I can associate that call to that contact. So now if I go back up here to my dashboard reports and refresh these, you can see that now those are empty, and this call 7250 shows up right here. The contact William Jenkins, the user is Bill Jenkins. So it's very easy to bring back any call note into your turboDial panel simply by using the search tool with a /. There's a call note that I just brought in from this call number 7188. I can use this then to reassign it or to view the contact or whatever I'd like to do. So we've gone through now how to use call notes in turboDial for inbound calls, how to assign them, and how to view them in your dashboard reports. There's another video that you can look for that will show you how to create your inbound call dashboard reports. And if you haven't already viewed the overview and demonstration of enhanced inbound, I recommend you also take a look at that now. Okay, thank you everyone. Happy phone calling.